I wrote and directed the new documentary, Lady Wrestler, the amazing untold story of African American women in the ring, about black female professional wrestlers who were internationally famous in the 1950s, 60s, and 70s. People often ask me what I found most fascinating about these amazing women's stories. And really what I found most fascinating is that the reason why this story has been little known for so long until now is that the women were often reluctant to talk about the wrestling business even when they were in it, but especially after they left the business. In the documentary, I interviewed Ethel Johnson and Ramona Isbell and the children of the late Marva Scott and Babs Wingo. Now, interestingly enough, both Ethel and Ramona chose not to really talk about the fact that they were wrestlers, and Ethel even talks about that she made a conscious decision to not even tell her children that she was a wrestler. And in the documentary, Ethel's daughter Shelley talks about how she didn't find out her mother was a wrestler. She just assumed that her mother had some kind of work that required her to go away for a couple of weeks at a time. So one day when Shelley was a kid, she and her friends were playing with the TV on in the background, and her mother came on TV in a wrestling match, and of course Shelley and her friends started jumping up and down and screaming in excitement. Ramona also was reluctant to talk about the fact that she was a wrestler, although her children did find out. But interestingly enough, Marva Scott not only told her children about the fact that she was a wrestler, she involved them in her training routine. Marva's children, Kim and James, talk about how their mother would ride their bikes and Marva would wrestle with her son James in the basement, like throw down a mattress and throw him around the basement to help her get ready for her matches in Japan and Australia and faraway places like that. And Kim talked about her helping her mom make her costume. So I just found it really interesting that while many of the African American female wrestlers kind of kept their story quiet, Marva was one of the few lady wrestlers who decided to be vocal about the fact that she was a wrestler and to involve her children in her training routine. So if you want to find out more about Lady Wrestler and upcoming screenings and the forthcoming DVD and streaming release, visit ladywrestlermovie.com.